we're back after a quick coffee, after finishing the coilovers. We're going to take out the fuel tank and we're going to replace the fuel pump. I don't have the fuel pump yet, but I'm going to go get it soon. Figure I'll use this bit of time, take the tank out, show you how to do it, take the old fuel pump out, get everything ready, and I can put the new fuel pump in, put it all back in, but you don't need to see that, just have to take it out. So we'll jump under and then I'll show you. Alright, here we are underneath. So we got 1, 2, there's another one there, another one there. So we've got 4 bolts basically, just 4 bolts holding the tank in. Now she's pretty empty at the moment, thankfully. Also we got connections there which you need to undo. So I'll put that down so you can see it. So we've got this clamp here and this one here to undo, obviously from the filler neck and the breather. You can see that now. So these two. Ooh, look, shiny coilovers. Yeah, so undo those, undo the bolts, put my jack under here too just to hold it, the pressure, and then we can start lowering it down. So I will take these bolts out, undo the filler neck and stuff, and then come back. Alright, so I've completely forgot about that bolt up here on the front on the passenger side. The exhaust is literally right in the way. These ones, easy, you know, rattle gun, but did it, 14mm, easy to take out. But that one, just use me socket and just very carefully, very slowly and painfully took that bolt out. So all the bolts are out, except the thing now is that it hits on that bracket just there that holds on like the handbrake lines and stuff. So I've undone that bracket there, and as you can see, she's wibbly wobbly. So I'll pop you down here. We'll just slowly let the jack down. There we go, it's out of the way. So far so good. Wiggle it a little bit more. There we go. So that's now out of the way of that bracket there. Just a little off balance. It's got to put some weight down on one side, and we should be able to gently. There we go. Perfect. Let it down the rest of the way. Okay, now we're loose and free of everything. Got this line here, which goes up there. That's cool. Alright, I just need to disconnect the actual filler pipe because I didn't do that yet. Hang on. Okay, filler neck's off. So I'm just going to bend this out of the way a little bit so it doesn't pull on it too much. I'm going to let it down. There we go. Here we have it. Let's get this out of the way here. Got that. There we go. Alright. So you can see here, I think I can't see very well. There we got the fuel pump connection there. Get some light in there, hey? There we go. So now I just need to disconnect those lines. And that plug, and then I can get this out from underneath the car. So I know you've just seen it about 3 seconds ago, but moments after I ended that last shot, the tank tipped and poured fuel all down the side of my face and in my ear. It's now 3 weeks after I recorded that. I couldn't hear out of my ear for about a week and a half. That was fun. So I don't know if you remember, just in there I said, oh, it's empty, so it'd be sweet. It was basically full. I had photos in here. So that's the fuel pump. And that's the fuel float. Yeah. It was basically full. So yeah, it's been a whole thing. I looked at getting it cleaned. I tried cleaning it myself, didn't really work. I found a kit online. A reseal kit. You can, it's like they've got a flush and a rust converter and then a sealant. About $200, $230 delivered. I found a place that would clean it for me, rotisserie style, about $500. But then one of the guys in the group, sorry I can't remember your name right now, but he mentioned that Mirage, the CECC Mirages are the same basically, you know, well, I figured from the firewall back. And it turns out, he's like, nah, the fuel tanks out of a Mirage are the same.
was like, oh, I was doing some online research and stuff, and the lances, all the float and the tank hanger were different. So I was like, it's not the same. Went to the wreckers and found this. So this is actually a tank out of a CC Mirage, and they are identical. I'll put the other one under the card there, but they are identical. The only difference between them is this little tab here, which holds from the breather here, the line that comes down and along. It holds like a one-way valve, little small thing that sits there, and this here. So with the Mirage pump hanger, these lines are longer and they come out and then they turn. So this mounts that on there. The only other difference too, this is the float out of a Mirage. So it's just got a different plug. I did keep the wiring for that particular one though. So I will get under and suss out and wire my float up the Proton wiring. Hopefully the colors are the same. I've got to jump under and have a look, but you know, it'd be earth, power, and a signal wire. Be pretty simple. This is a different float I got from shout out to Baz. He's an old float. What am I saying? The fuel pump hanger. Got the new fuel pump here. So here is the float that was in my tank. As you can see, it is rusty as all shit. Obviously it's more free flowing now because it was sitting in the tank when I had vinegar water in there, but you can see it still is very corroded. It was so corroded in fact that it wouldn't do this at all, just at all, wouldn't move. I'd physically move it by hand. Sure, it's moving now and I could probably put it back in this tank and not have to worry about rewiring that plug, but it's already got corrosion on it. I'm not putting that in the tank. This is the fuel pump. I'll put a photo here of what this pump looked like when it went in the tank. And this is what it looks like now. So I was going to reuse the hanger and just clean it up, but Baz kindly sent me a non-corroded one. So I'm going to take that hanger out and put the new fuel pump on, and then I'll get under and wire that plug, and then this can go back in, and then put some fuel in it, and then I can do my coil and plug conversion, which I'll do in a separate video. Yeah, so it's been a very interesting last couple of weeks. I can now hear out of my ear now, so that's fine. Yeah, so it's been very interesting, but yeah, we'll get cracking on this. I'll hang that up and I'll show you. I'll come back and then do the wiring and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think we're all good to go. So I've rewired the Proton wiring to the Mitsubishi plug. Really easy, power, earth, signal wire. It's just a matter of figuring out which one. On this one it was, black obviously is ground, red, I think it was red and pink, and then there was a orange, I think was for the signal, and then on the Proton side it was obviously black again for ground, yellow for power, and again I was just frigging under there, I can't remember, there was a different wire for the third one for the signal. I've got this tube on here, which I was having a lot of issue getting it off the old one. You see this one's a bit manky, a bit twisted, because this bit here doesn't turn, like that bit. This bit doesn't turn, but the bit on this end turns. So, you know, you hold this in place and then turn the other one into this. The more you know. So now I'm going to get back on the ground. Oh, shout out to Super Cheap for having one of them on special, because my old one, where is it? That side. I've had this since I had my Celica, and she's full cracked in there, so I had that on special, so shout out to them. Anyway, so yeah, so it's back on the ground, underneath, plug everything back in, put it back in, the bolts back in, touch wood. I come back after this and I'm all like, yay, it's back in, or I don't come back at all, so we'll see. Well, that took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Getting all the connections done back up again, getting everything lined up, getting the filler neck on was a pain in the ass. That one connection that I was talking about, where it munted the original pump hanger. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, that connection's a pain in the ass. Anyway, on the positive side, tank's in, float's wired up, everything's back together. So I've gone from, I'll just chuck a new fuel pump into tank, float, everything. So now all I need to do is put some fuel in it and start it, but it's near on 6 o'clock at the moment, so I'm quitting for the day. Get some fuel in it, make sure it's not leaking, it's important. Yeah, check the level, make sure that's all working properly. Then when that's all working properly, I'll start it, and once it's all good, then I will do the coil and plug conversion. But next weekend is Classic Japan, so I'm going to head down there, so next weekend's video will be Classic Japan. The one thing I would say, if you're going to try and do this yourself, just drain the tank first. Just take the drain plug out. Even though if your gauge says it's empty or not, just take the drain plug out, because that would have probably saved me, I mean, it would have saved me going deaf in one ear for 3 weeks, so 2 weeks, whatever it was. Anyway, have a good one. I'll talk to you later.